Canada PM Trudeau joins anti-racism march in Ottawa.
Here's a summary of the article.
Thousands of Ottawa residents are expected to march in front of Parliament Hill on Friday in a show of solidarity against anti-black racism and police brutality. It's one of multiple events in Canada today, following days of demonstrations against racism and police brutality in numerous American cities. The No Peace Until Justice Coalition, which organized the march, describes the demonstration in Instagram posts as a peaceful event meant to show solidarity with black Canadians and countless other black individuals killed by police brutality. Ottawa's march comes amid protests across the United States, where anger has erupted over the death of George Floyd, an unarmed black man who died in Minneapolis after a white police officer knelt on his neck for 9 minutes. The local demonstration, originally planned to start at the U.S. Embassy, has been changed to begin at 3 p.m. in front of Parliament Hill, with the march now progressing east down Wellington Street to the temporary home of the Senate of Canada at Colonel by Drive before turning back down Elgin Street and ending at Ottawa's Human Rights Monument. Despite statements from the mayor, Ottawa police and organizers expecting a peaceful event, some businesses in the nearby Byward Market added boarding to the front of their buildings ahead of Friday's march. Global News will be on scene Friday and will be providing updates on the march here.
This post received a score of 44,000, with an upvote ratio of 87%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Dude's been catching a lot of criticism this week, mostly from right-wingers, for dodging questions about publicly denouncing Trump's response to the protests. However, I understand him not wanting to do so cause he's gotta protect Canadian interests and Trump's sensitive AF. So yeah, he dodged the question that was asked, but he gave a great answer recognizing the systemic racism that black Canadians are confronted with. Being able to acknowledge and express that is more meaningful, as a leader, than castigating other foreign leaders. If you need evidence, see Trump.
The opposition always bitches. That's politics. If Trudeau came out and criticized Trump, these very same politicians would call him out for not exercising nuance and fanning flames.
And not fighting COVID, something the US seems to have generally forgotten about? Nobody forgot. Maybe they just decided risking death by COVID was worth it to put an end to constant murder by cops. Many people weren't working due to COVID, so they were able to go out and protest more than the other times this shit has happened. A big part of why this shit hasn't been fought against earlier, is because people can't afford to miss work to go protest.
Truth, exactly.
Trudeau joined a protest march. Biden went to talk with protesters. Trump hid in a bunker, then had peaceful protesters forcefully removed by military police tossing tear gas and flying helicopters low over the crowds. Also, he could have a photo opportunity by a church for a couple of minutes. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. A church that didn't want him there, was gassed along with the protesters because of the wind, and for a picture that no one asked for.
Where he held the Bible upside down and backward.
_+_, it was Chinese, Braille and had half the pages torn out.
Trudeau is far from perfect but deserves a lot of credit for joining the protest and #X200B. As Prime Minister, he needs to be very careful with his wording, as shown in his interview where he paused for 20 seconds before answering and #X200B, but by joining the protests HES basically saying "fuck you" to Trump without actually saying it.
I am no fan of Trudeau, but I will admit his handling of the COVID pandemic, as well as his reaction to all of the racial shit. It's been really good, and I am quite happy with the responses and continual updated and amendments to make sure Canada stays on the forefront of issues. Still has nice hair too.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.